Members of the Commission, my name is Robert Corcoran. I'm an attorney and a partner in a small firm in Springfield. I'm also one half of a beloved 17-year monogamous committed relationship. My partner, Christopher Dreyer, couldn't be here tonight. Chris left for work this morning at 4:30 a.m. and I just spoke to him. He's still at his desk working for the employer, the very same employer who is denying me health insurance benefits. Garden State Equality is sponsoring a fundraiser on October 14th, and I agreed to chair the host committee for that event. In an effort to raise attendance at this event, Chris and I sent personal invitations to many of our friends and family members. Our youngest nephew on Chris's side, to whom I am godfather, Lucas, age 7, asked his mother why Uncles Bob and Chris were having a party. His mother told him because Uncle Bob and Chris want to get married and they can't, so we're going to this party so maybe someday they can. Lucas inquired, why can't they get married? His mother replied, because they're not allowed. Lucas pressed further, well, if you and Daddy are married, and Uncle Timmy and Aunt Nancy are married, and Aunt Debbie and Uncle Bruce are married, why can't Uncle Bob and Uncle Chris get married? Lucas's mother told him because it's against the law. Lucas' reply was, well, does that mean they're criminals, Mommy? No, Lucas, they're not criminals, but the law won't allow them to get married. To which Lucas replied, well, then the law has to be changed. As the saying goes, out of the mouths of babes. Between Chris and I, we have 16 nieces and nephews. Our friends and families make examples of us to their children, impressing upon them that there's nothing wrong or untoward about being gay. Our friends and family look up to us and characterize our relationship as a model of what a marriage should be. Chris and I have ushered many of these children from adolescence to the altar, yet we are prohibited from following in their footsteps. On December 22, 1986, I took my oath of office and was admitted to practice law in the state of New Jersey. In taking that oath, I swore to uphold the laws of this state and this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I swore that I would bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same, and that I have. I have kept my end of the bargain. The state of New Jersey has not. As I journeyed through my legal career, I learned that the New Jersey law against discrimination outlawed discrimination based upon one's sexual orientation. I learned that our State Bias and Intimidation Act makes it illegal to commit any act with the purpose to intimidate an individual or group based upon their sexual orientation. I learned that discrimination in the workplace based upon sexual orientation is prohibited under the New Jersey law against discrimination. I personally have prosecuted civil matters where gay employees were discriminated against by their employers because of their sexual orientation. I read cases like in the matter of adoption of a child by JMG, written in the mid-90s by Judge Friedman, that paved the way for adoption by same-sex couples, and thereafter had the pleasure of ushering many gay couples through the adoption process in court. I read cases like LG versus Toms River Regional High School, where the court held that the Board of Education was accountable for failing to protect a gay student from harassment, which they knew was occurring but failed to stop. I read our state's Constitution. I read the equal protection guarantees contained in Article 1, Paragraph 1. And I read our Supreme Court's decision in the matter of Lewis versus Harris, where Justice Albin wrote, quote, in protecting the rights of the citizens of New Jersey, the New Jersey Supreme Court has never slavishly followed the popular trends in other jurisdictions, particularly when the majority approach is incompatible with the unique interests, values, customs, and concerns of its people. I read where Justice Albin wrote, to comply with the equal protection guarantee of Article 1, Paragraph 1 of the Constitution, the legislature must enact a law to provide equal rights to same-sex couples. And finally, I read the civil union law when it was enacted to comply with the Supreme Court's mandate. What's sad is that the body politic of this state truly believes that civil union law confers equal rights. In point of fact, it does not. What it does do is state that some of our citizens are more equal than others. The civil union law is a facade of equality. It is not equality. It is an inferior label. It gives many employers and insurance carriers an invitation to treat me as an inferior citizen. My firm certainly provides me with health insurance benefits, but Chris's company is a large company with offices around the world, and as is commonly the case with larger companies, his benefit plan is far more comprehensive and far less costly.
You're way over time.
I'm sorry. I'll finish up now.
Please take about 15 seconds.
Okay. My request to be added to his health insurance policy was flatly denied. I submit to this committee that the civil union law has failed miserably to comply with the mandate of the Supreme Court. Perhaps some of you would consider attending our fundraiser on October 14th, and perhaps some of you would like to meet Lucas and look into Lucas's sweet face and tell him why his favorite uncles, one of whom is his godfather, cannot get married. You see, I don't have an answer for Lucas. Perhaps you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina.